Hi, in this video I am going to tell you about how India emerged as a global leader during Modi regime. Okay, so Narendra Modi became our Prime Minister in 2014 and today is 2015 March 28. So in these last 11 years, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has created history, has created an enigma not only in India. It has his charisma has spread in the world. Wherever he goes, there is a shouting of Modi, Modi. Right. So this whenever our Prime Minister, our representative goes abroad, and he is hailed by thousands of enthusiastic people who stands by both sides of road. It gives us immense pleasure and joy. Right. So this type of political leader is rare in the world, right? So let me say from my book Viksit Bharat, its challenges and solutions. In that book I have written one chapter in chapter 5, India's foreign policy. There I have written how India emerged as a global leader during Modi regime. Okay. So the far-sighted Prime Minister of India took stock of the ongoing global challenges, particularly the tensions that arose between Russia and US-led Western powers. So after the attack of Russian troops on Ukraine in the year 2022, the relations between Russia and Western powers in general and the United States in particular have reached a nadir. When the Western powers began to show their red eyes on Russia, China did not waste time to extending goodwill gestures and helping hands to its communist friend, because both China and Russia are communist countries. Though it has been modified, but they have bonding. And definitely when an enemy's enemy means enemy's enemy means my friend, one's friend. So when enemy, China's enemy also internally, though outwardly they have no any problem, but recently after coming of Trump regime or Donald Trump, there is a little tension. But there you see, when Donald Trump, after coming in power in January 2025, whenever he is imposing tariffs and started threatening to other countries, and had talked about in the name of America first, when he was trying to make dadagiri or bossism, when he was trying to create his hegemony over the global politics, global leaders. Then what happens? Then the leaders in the country, in the world, I say Canada has already gone against USA. They are also trying to becoming independent in making weapons and arms, and you see, with Mexico they have created problem due to migration problem, and you see with England also is not now. England it's ally for a long time, since World War II, since last 7 decades. But Donald Trump is defying that or dishonoring that partnership with United Kingdom, and it also has started. And you see, the world has seen with very shock that our President Donald Trump misbehaved with the President of Ukraine, Vladimir. President, the Ukraine president, and it was very shocking to the people in the world, particularly the politically conscious people and the global leaders. Okay, so it was shocking, and it gave a wrong message to the world leaders. So you see, the world politics has now become more volatile than before during a few days, because against Modi and in the United States there are few countries, there are few states who have already initiated movements against that Musk and against Trump. So these Elon Musk and Donald Trump, people are already shouting. People are already shouting slogans against their regime, and it has crossed more than 250 movements have already taken place. I have seen that in a newspaper, maybe in the Washington Post, or some other paper, maybe in the Guardian or like that. So these type of agitations are brewing in the United States of America against Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and there have been too much unemployment due to in the name of minimizing the cost of governance. They have what is laid out. Many millions of people have become jobless. Millions of people have become have become helpless, and so they are dissatisfied with the governance of particularly Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Okay, that's not my question here. Now I am going to tell you that after the Russian troops on Ukraine in the year 2022, the relations between Russia and Western powers in general and the United States in particular have reached a nadir, and China did not waste time to strengthen its relationship with Russia. Okay, so the second most powerful economy, China, when coming closer to Russia, the USA felt uncertainty in the international arena, though it continued to get cooperation and solidarity from European countries, especially from Germany and UK, but their combined strength was not enough to defeat the Chinese, Russian and some other erstwhile communist states, because they are economically and militarily powerful with nuclear powers or nuclear weapons. So you see, it is not possible to defeat, it is not easy to defeat Russia and China easily. No, it's not possible. And Donald Trump is well aware of the fact. That is why there is another reason behind strengthening ties with India, because Prime Minister Modi is now world's one of the topmost leaders and one of the most respected leader in the world, and Donald Trump needs India to deter Pakistan, to solve problems of Bangladesh and in Southeast Asia. Okay, so it should be kept in mind, and Indian people should be aware that India, definitely India also needs United States of America, because it is the largest country and they are our trading partner, and both of us are interdependent. Okay, so in the wake of Russia-Ukraine tension, the global oil crisis, we all know that oil crisis reached a new height, and most of the European countries and the USA depended substantially on Russian crude oil. So in an article, Reuters stated that outside the European Union, Russia's top crude oil export markets are China, India and Turkey. So to punish Russia, the European Union and the USA imposed the world's toughest economic sanctions against Russia. Why? No, to halt Russian oil imports. But India listened to its inner call. India listened. But India gave more importance to its inner call. Means India's first priority is to safeguard the interest of Indians. Okay, so India showed its intention of cutting ties with Russia or curtailing its emergency dependence. The war progressed and India showed little intention of cutting ties with Russia or curtailing its energy dependence on Russia, right? So the United States, though dissatisfied with the government of India, showed maturity in its decision to accommodate India. It did not go against India. When our Indian Prime Minister and Jaishankar, I mean government of India, decided to import crude oil from Russia, then United States of America initially under the Biden administration, they were not satisfied with India's action, but still they did not do anything. They did not do anything against, did not take any step against India, because Indian government was able to convince the US administration that it was the need of Indian people. Okay, so India remained tough and stuck to its commitment to forging its independent foreign policy. Here, India did not take the order or did not bow down its head before any global power. Okay, so this tough stand of India with its US counterpart became a boon, because it opened additional avenues for India to engage with the countries of European Union. You know, Narendra Modi was immediately took the opportunity. So Modi used the opportunity to travel to 3 European countries. For example, he went to Germany, Denmark and France in the early May of 2022 and cemented India's resolve to extend relations with the European Union partners. A few days ago, there were many ministers came from European Union, and they had signed some deals, and they want to set up industries here, and India also want to do more business, more trade with European Union. So the trade relation with European Union is increasing, or trade relation is growing rather. Yes, European Union, one of the ministers have agreed that they have certain obligations and they have certain wrong or restrictions. Those are very hard restrictions. They will try to reveal, they will try to evoke, or they will try to remove those controlling mechanisms or hindrances or obligations, and they will try to make modify their existing rules so that they can do more business or more trade or more communication, more interchange or exchange of ideas or science and technology, education, infrastructure, space research, and environment related issues. So there are many ways where both India and European Union can work together. Okay, so this was the benefit. Not only that, so this Prime Minister Modi's visit in May 2022 in those 3 countries, Germany, Japan, and Denmark and France, cemented India's resolve to expand relations with its European Union. So this visit of Prime Minister Modi revealed that avenues for India. Okay, so government of India, we come to know that during his visit to Germany, Denmark and France, Prime Minister Modi met various entrepreneurs. So the Prime Minister held bilateral talks with the Nordic leaders, looking at the political, strategic and economic significance of his visit. It was highly important and successful, given India's good relations with both Russia and Ukraine, because Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited both Russia and Ukraine, and he has told both the leaders to settle the dispute through discussion, through negotiation, in sitting in table. Okay, so whenever Mr. Putin came to India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi told that it was not time to war, because global situation is almost bad, and during this time, if you continuously attacking on Ukraine, a small country, then it will be very difficult, and world politics and world situation will be worsened only. Okay, So similarly, when after a few days he went to Ukraine also, and during his visit to Ukraine, he also made Volodymyr Zelensky understood that try to de-escalate the tension, and try to solve the problem through negotiation. And if both the countries needed, India could meditate, or India could mediate, and to solve the problem, or solve the crisis. Okay, India extended its helping hand towards both the countries. Okay, but still the war and tension is going on. Similarly, the Israel and Gaza, though there is there is a truce, but still it has not been implemented properly. Still there is attacking and counter-attacking. So these things should be stopped immediately, and the United Nations Security Council should be more proactive. Instead of US, instead of Russia, instead of other big powers, still there is Security Council. Security Council should be more active to settle those problems through peaceful means. And if by peaceful means the problem is not settled, then there must be they must employ force. Okay, but it will not be possible, because the formation of the Security Council is faulty. They have veto power. The big five is having veto power, and if any of the five powers give veto, then the decision will not be implemented. So definitely, when Russia attacks, Russia is a permanent member of the Security Council. So who will bring any punishment resolution? And definitely, if anyone brings, it will give the veto, and nothing could be done against Russia formally by the United Nations Security Council. So what is the use of Security Council? Security Council is for the security of the people, is security of the countries. But where are the security of the Gaza people? Where are the security of Palestinian people? They are getting destroyed. The country has been destroyed. So there is, but in the name only. It is not in action. Okay, so people should think that this type of international organizations should be modified. Though United States of America and many other countries are in favor of its modification, and they are in favor of inclusion of India as a permanent member of Security Council, but it needs modification. But who will do? The big five powers will never want that any other people will come from third world country or from Asian country will come and become our leader or become our partner. So nobody wants to give power. No, you may give money, you may give help, you may give good food, you may give good cloth, you may give good other things, but you will not be able to give any power. You will not share power with others. This is the normal tendency of human beings. So similarly, it is the tendency of the world leaders, global leaders also. Okay, there is no any exception. The situation is the same. What you do as a person, what you do in a family, what you do in a society, that things you do as a head of the state. Okay, so I see, looking at the political, strategic and economic significance of his visit in May 2022, it was highly important and successful. So given India's good relations with both Russia and Ukraine and ongoing Ukraine and Russia conflict, Modi's role in restoring stability and peace in the region is highly anticipated, right? So India is not any favor of any party, as it has a neutral stand, taking inspiration from the principles of non-alignment. Okay, so India belongs to a neutral country, and it is a friend of both sides and holds a crucial global presence as a part of Quad and as a special invitee to the G7 groupings. Okay, for economic prosperity, India has joined another Quad for West Asia with the US, UAE and Israel. So UAE, US and Israel, India is a member of another Quad, right? So India's meeting with the European leaders created a global perception regarding India, that the country is changing, and they recognized India's power and importance in international trade and security. In every country where he visited, the Prime Minister Modi was accorded an overwhelming and most effusive welcome by the Indian diaspora. So these visits engaged more and better strategic partnerships with European countries in the fields of defense, space, civil nuclear cooperation and people to relation. However, Modi's travels followed the visit of Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Union, to India in April 2022. Further, she also visited for the Russian dialogue, for the Raisina dialogue, and these efforts lay the path for ongoing European countries despite impediments that have long hindered closer ties with India and European Union. So now India is not only having good relations with USA and Russia, it is having good relations with European Union also. Indian government, Prime Minister Modi, Indian government led by Prime Minister Modi supported the membership of African Union in the G20. So you see, Africa was included in the G20 by the request of our Prime Minister. So these things Africa will not forget. So Africa, India's presence is there in Africa, in USA, in both North and South America, and you can say in Europe, and in Asia. So everywhere India's presence is there, and India's presence is not merely dimming, burning with dim. No, it is burning brightly like the sun of summer, right? So with this, India is rising. India is making its path towards its global journey, and I wish that India will do more. India should increase its economy. India should, yes, India's position is not good, though it is the 5th largest economy. Okay, still it needs to improve, because today I saw that the GDP per capita income of Luxembourg is $128,000. $128,000, where USA's GDP per capita income is more than $80,000. China is having $12,000. Both Japan and Germany are having more GDP per capita income, but India's GDP per capita income is only $27,000. It is very less. It is very low. India, but you see, in comparison with Japan, in comparison with UK, in comparison with United States of America, in comparison, but Russia, India, you can say contemporary, but Germany, Japan, and they are having an old history. It is not that they have got independence simultaneously, though China and India, you can say contemporary, but Russia got independence in 1917. Now, so 1919, in the years 1917, Bolshevik revolution was held. So you see, they are and America, they have already they have got independence nearly 250 years ago, but India is having only, India's age is only 47 to how much, 76 years old. So 76, 77 now, 77 years old boy, 77 years man is you can say still in its youth. So despite that, in its youth it has done well, but still there is a lot of ways to go. There are a lot of works to be done. There are a lot of things India can do and India will do. I am very much sure that Indian people are very enthusiastic, Indian people are very energetic, Indian people are well educated, Indian people are computer literate, Indian people are innovative, and they have a zeal to rise above others, and our Prime Minister is encouraging, and our leaders of all the states are also working hard to make India a superpower by 2047, when India will will celebrate its 100th year of independence. I hope that you will enjoy reading the book Viksit Bharat, its challenges and solutions. It is a very good book. The price is not more, only 400 rupees is the paperback, and 600 rupees is its hardcover book. So you can buy, you can give order. The book is available in Ocean Press, from where it has been published. It is available equally in Amazon, it is available in Flipkart, and it is available everywhere. You can buy, you can give order from your country also. Okay, with this I would like to close this video and wait for next video. In the next video I will say about in the India-Russia relationship, Indo-US relationship, Indo-Japan relationship, okay, Indo-Germany relationship. So all those things will be discussed in the following videos. Till then, I will say goodbye to all of you. Now I would like to conclude here, and I would say good night to all of you. Thank you very much.